besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and the first thing I want to start off whenever I'm doing this video is I just want to say that whenever shaving myself, without fail, every single time I cut my neck by accident, and I really want tips on how to avoid this. It's probably that I'm going in a rush while doing it, but also even when I'm not, I always end up with cutting myself in my neck, and then it just like, it's not a good look because not only, please, if you're out there, give me some advice on how I can shave without literally just like, you know what I mean, because I want to avoid this in future. Anyways, what a way to start the video. We have some Trisha Paytas Shane Dawson tea for you. Do you like my outfit, by the way? I'm feeling very festive and very colorful. Someone commented on one of my videos saying that I was dressed too gay. So today I'm serving you everything, queen. So if you comment something like that again, I am going to do my most colorful outfit in my next video. So love you for it. It's the casual homophobia for me. So anyway, yes, we have some Trisha Paytas and Shane Dawson tea. Now, Trisha Paytas went on Ryland's The Sip podcast, which is so funny that just all of the drama that's coming out with Shane Dawson has to do with this Ryland podcast. Now, again, very strategic, and I actually got interviewed by Insider today about cancel culture, Shane, Jeffree, Trisha, all of these influencers and celebrities. That's the first time I've ever called them celebrities, and I don't like how that sounds. Sorry, social media stars. And I actually talked about Ryland's podcast and how everything that's been happening with Shane and Ryland has been very strategic, and Trisha Paytas has also played a very big role in that, whether you want to admit that or not, but I believe that she would admit that she's done that as well. So also, a lot of people are commenting under my videos because we have talked about Ryland's podcast quite a bit on this channel, basically saying that it just seems like he's getting the most problematic people on it so that anyone and everyone can talk about this podcast to give it some bit of clout. And you know what? Again, smart business tactic on their end, and also all the people that they're getting involved on this podcast are in some way related to Shane and the drama. So Trisha was defending Shane non-stop whenever he was getting called out, and we're actually going to be referencing a video that she posted in the peak of Shane getting called out because it's very important to the storyline and how she's always been defending Shane throughout this. Jeffree, do I really have to go into it anymore why Jeffree Star is related to this entire Shane Dawson drama? He's quite literally the most important part on the, like, demise of this summer. And it's also, like, someone commented under my video, which is a very true point that I don't think I focused on enough. They were like, Adam, the reason Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star were getting cancelled, you know, this summer wasn't just to do with the things that we were seeing, you know, being resurfaced. There's also a bunch of past behavior that has been out there that we're also focused on. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like we're so focused on the new stuff that we've seen that we're, like, you know, brushing past so much as well, which is so just fucking ironic that there's so much out there. Like, these are the top creators at one point. Shady, but you know what I mean? And there is just so much upon so much that you can use whenever you're like, yeah, this is the reason I don't want to support this person anymore. That's the reason you don't want to, you know, like, there's so much, and it's like, damn, Matt, if there's that, then that's crazy. And in the article today where I got interviewed, before we get into this video, then we will get into it, and they were like, Adam, why do you think James Charles is, you know, ever succeeding while Shane and Jeffree are kind of falling down whenever they've been called out for, you know, their past? And I said with James Charles, he didn't build the foundation of his career. Now, you can disagree with me, and I want to know what your opinion is below. James Charles didn't build the foundation of his career off of this problematic content. He was doing makeup videos, but then doing drama on the side and, you know, little fucking petty, disgusting shit. But then on top of that, there was also the racist tweets that were coming out. So that was, like, on his Twitter and his other social medias, and then over time, people were like, oh, like, he doesn't seem like that person in those tweets. But with Shane and Jeffree, and Trisha, you're able to be like, oh, look at the foundation of what they built their channel off of and what all of their subscribers flocked to watch. And that's, like, the OGs. Not the people who started standing Shane or watching Shane whenever it was like the Jeffree era or the era of conspiracy theories whenever I watched Shane. You know, the stuff at the start. And that's why he'll always have such a big audience still after being cancelled. You know what I mean? Because all the people were fine seeing this content that subscribed in the first place. Keep in mind, most of his subscribers came from that era. And again, I'm going to speak for myself and a bunch of other people who came on the conspiracy era and the, like, food video era, that there was already a huge audience there at that time. So if the people were fine with the content back then, they're going to be fine with it now, and they're not going to change their opinion at all on it. And you know what? I think that says a lot about the people. Keep in mind the amount of people who did watch and support Shane who have now been like, I can't stand by this content. me for one of those people. And so I talked to all these drama channels and all these commentators and these journalists who are like, yeah, oh my god, I used to watch Shane too, and now I'm like, oh my god, I joined during this era, but look at the eras that were there before. And like, the disgusting jokes people would refer to as Shane, and I'm putting it like that because we all used to think the disgusting jokes were like really shitty food jokes that he would make, and then you're like, oh, they mean like disgusting, problematic shit that is like, you know what I mean? There's so many different eras to these people, which is so weird because they've been on the internet for so long, and Trisha Paytas has been on it for what? Since 2006? Like, I was literally like 4 years old when Trisha Paytas started, and it's... Anyway, so Trisha went on the podcast with Ryland, and she brings up Shane Dawson in a really weird way. She's like, oh, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say his name anymore, and it's like this like secret code, and they're all laughing about it, and it's like, they're still not taking this serious at all, which... They haven't up until now. I don't know why we expect them to now. They're just literally all of them involved. And again, what we're going to watch about Trisha after what we're going to watch now shows that in the moment, she was just deflecting and just saying how, you know, Shane did stuff, but he needs to come back and all this. And there's a video I'm going to make on Trisha in the future where she was on the H3 podcast. And she said a similar thing that I'm just, oh, it's so frustrating. So anyway, now that you know that, Shane is also present in the room because you can hear his laugh. I think it's him anyway. And so it's just, none of them are taking this serious. So like, whenever we're talking about it, we know that it's just like, you know what I mean? They don't care. So anyway, but here is the video. So here we go. Trisha Paytas on the podcast, and they bring up Shane, and allegedly Shane's present. You can hear his laugh, if that's him or not. Let's just go through this, okay?
I do have to know, though, is it Paytas or Paytas?
Because it's Paytas.
Yeah. I, for my whole 4 years of knowing you, have called you Trisha Paytas.
I feel like Shane says that too. I don't know, we acknowledge.
She just said, can we acknowledge him?
You're allowed to...
She also said, okay, so I don't know if I'm allowed to acknowledge him. Are we allowed to acknowledge him? Is he, you know, here? They're basically, she just repeated the same thing and then said, you know, are we allowed to acknowledge his existence? Again, just keep reiterating the same thing. She said that while she was laughing, so in case she missed that. So, okay. And Shane's laughing.
The podcast is canceled. Like, X'd out. He's my fiance. So it's fine. Every time you mention Shane, a censor comes on. We get demonetized.
I feel like your fiance also pronounces it as Paytas.
And so you just don't care, or what?
No.
You've never thought to correct us.
No.
And then the other day when I was watching videos trying to see what you haven't shared with the world,
Yeah.
I heard somebody say Paytas, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Shook.
It's Paytas, but I like Paytas.
So I can continue on the Paytas.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it gives it a little something
It's
extra.
like the rhinestone version.
Yeah, like I love the bling. It's totally cool.
Okay, so now that you're aware of that, again, it just seems like they're not taking it seriously why Shane is actually gone from the internet, and I want to like pose the question to them and their fans. Why is Shane gone right now? What is the reason? Because it seems like they're just, first of all, not taking it seriously, but it's like a laughing matter of, oh, he's just gone for a little break. Oh my god, it's so funny. Like, like locker room shit. Like, like he's gone. Like, do y'all realize the reason that he's gone? And the people that want apologies, the families that want apologies or explanations, who were like directly involved in that era of his content that wasn't addressed. And people want answers, even his fans, of his involvement in things that he was called out for. So the fact that he's there laughing, and Ryland's laughing, and the co-host is laughing, and Trisha's laughing about it. Okay, so one last time we're going to watch it, then I need to show you something that's quite interesting. So here we go. Okay.
I do have to know, though, is it Paytas or Paytas?
It's just Paytas.
Watch.
Yeah.
I, for my
Watch
whole 4 years of knowing you, have called you Trisha Paytas.
I feel like Shane says that too. I don't know, we acknowledge. I don't know if we're allowed to say his name, but
You're allowed to say Shane's name. The podcast is canceled. Like, X'd out. He's my fiance. So it's fine. Every time you mention Shane, a censor comes on. We get demonetized.
I feel like your fiance also pronounces it as Paytas.
And so you just don't care, or what?
No.
You've never thought to correct us.
No.
And then the other day when I was watching videos trying to see what you haven't shared with the world, I heard somebody say Paytas, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Shook.
It's Paytas, but I like Paytas.
So I can continue on the Paytas.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it gives it a little something
It's
extra.
like the rhinestone version.
Yeah, like I love the bling. It's totally cool.
Okay, so again, I just want to reiterate to you that a couple days ago I was talking with probably a drama channel that you watch. I'm not going to name drop, but we were revisiting the content that Shane was getting called out for that didn't address, and we were like, damn, it's almost worse than we remember. Like, we all got so caught up in the drama, but whenever you really focus on the content still, I feel like people are just, like, still brushing over it. And for what? You know what I mean? Like, if you want, you can go look for it again. It's out there. But it's like, the stuff that he's being called out for isn't like petty shit. His involvement in trying to take down a 19-year-old, and then all the old content, and even some new content. And it's like, okay, if y'all want to laugh with it, if y'all don't want to take it seriously, we're not going to expect whenever he comes back and tries to rebrand himself that he's a changed person or taking it seriously because he's laughing about it while not have addressed anything. Creep Short made a great video about it as well, and it's like so frustrating, and it's like, how can you expect people to want a new version, a rebranded version, you know, because you're so good at doing that, Shane, if you're obviously, and your inner circle are not taking it seriously? Surely, remember Ryland told Jeffree that yous were able to take a moment to reflect and see what yous want to do next? Did yous not really do anything during that period? Or are you still not, like... Okay, so now that you know that, in the peak of Shane getting called out, so now that you know that, the 2nd of July, 2020, Trisha Paytas posted this video called literally just Shane. Like, the title is just Shane. And I want to go to a certain part of it and show you it. So, again, let's get into it, right? So, keep in mind that she was really defending him and just #1 Shane supporter in that moment. Which then references back to the podcast where she's like, can we even say his name? And it's like, well, Trisha, you were doing it all the time anyway. Whenever the Smith family were coming out, you were coming after them, trying to expose them too. Like, you never took it seriously in the moment. So you're like, can we even say his name now? And he's like laughing at it. So, and again, he's never addressed these videos. Of course there's an ad. Okay, Trisha, here we go, okay? So just a little moment I want to show you.
Cool as shit. I'm glad they're having a baby. They deserve that baby.
Top of those.
Adam 22 defending, like, sticking up for Shane, not even defending, you know, because, like, I don't think you have to defend someone, like, defend the actions of someone, but he kind of did, which I thought was pretty dope.
Dope.
Pretty sick. I was trying to say sick, but I think that sounds like him.
Defending the actions of Shane that we saw this summer for the first time is not really something I would call stope. Trisha?
That was cool. He really went to bat for Shane. That's super cool.
Super cool. It's not what I would describe it as, but...
It's nice to see, you know? Like,
nice to see what?
I hope Shane sees who all the real bitches are out there, you know, for him. None of this bullshit. There's better problems, so people aren't coming to us, you know, and people flipping, people flip-flopping, and then people just...
You know what's funny? Trisha, you also flip-flopped in your opinion. You said that you were defending Shane's actions, and everyone has a little bit of a messy past, and then you were saying that you don't stand with it, and you were going back and forth with it, depending on the narrative of that day. So Trisha, even you did that, and there's videos calling you out for that.
Straight up attacking people that he's helped? Whether it's he went on your podcast, or just...
So... they're supposed to stand by the behavior. I don't need to add to that sentence, Trisha. So this was the kind of shit she was doing over summer, right? In the peak.
Talk with you or went to lunch with you. It's like...
if he went to lunch with you, you have to stand by him.
Now y'all are seeing the real shit. Like, fuck off with that shit. After he said banged on. I'm not going to answer it. You know, I think we're over this, but
we're not
want to
over
say
it.
one thing. I fucking love Shane Dawson. Maybe I'm not the best advocate for him because I'm also someone who's looked at side-eyed.
Side-eyed.
You know? But, you know, Brittany Louise Taylor, Eugenia Cooney, I'm 22, respectable people, they're coming to Shane's defense. That's dope, you know?
It's dope.
It's dope.
Is that what y'all would describe it as? Dope?
Even like I didn't even watch Shane's apology because Shane has apologized for this stuff so many times before. Like it's just a cycle. The people are staying silent. Doesn't sit right with me. Does not sit right, especially if Shane has ever come to your defense. Doesn't sit right with me. Okay.
Ooh, a little ASMR moment. The tingles are off the chart.
Nice guy. I might continue to fuck with y'all. Nah. Mm-mm.
Like, this was what she was doing during the peak of it.
Mm-mm.
This shit.
As my future husband, Keemstar, said today, he said, if you stand up for Shane right now, you get some hate, you get some popcorn earlier.
Girl.
Oh, please, Lord, I don't want to make you this day. I don't want to die this way. Something to continue was so beautiful.
So, there are many other timestamps in this video where Trisha is just defending Shane. And she's made videos on her channel like, the internet is boring without Shane Dawson, and attacking drama channels who were, you know, making videos on Shane or whatever. Which is funny because Trisha would now literally stand by the fact that she and H3H3 are literally just a drama channel now on the H3 podcast. Now, not dissing that, but so much has changed with Trisha's opinions regarding the Shane situation and with drama channels just from Shane getting exposed in summer to now. And so the fact that it's this laughing matter on the podcast, like looking back, like, oh, so funny and all. And it's like, yeah, but there's a reason, right, that Shane is still not back on the internet. So maybe address that before trying to just laugh at it, avoid it, then come back. Right? You may agree or disagree. That's the beauty of making these videos. You can have your own opinion, right? But it just doesn't sit well that they're still not taking it seriously. Again, the stuff that resurfaced was not jokes. Like, literally, I mean, like, physical. It literally was not jokes. That people were like, oh, it was a bad joke. It was like actions. Video proof. And if that's not enough for them to take it seriously, all these celebrities, mainstream celebrities, bringing attention to it. All of the YouTube community being upset by it. Social media. Taddy's video, whatever. If all of that still wasn't enough for them to take it seriously, Ryland, whatever the co-host is called, Trisha and Shane, then I think that shows where their morals are, even moving forward with Shane coming back on the platform. No, that's just my analysis of it. But I don't think it's far off. And I don't think it's a reach. So, again, let me know what you think. I will see in my next one. It really doesn't... They did that for what? Like, can we even mention him? Like, stop, so funny, so funny, so funny. Maybe address the reason while you're so uncomfortable in that moment saying his name for the reason in that moment. Like, why are you sitting in that chair being like, can I even say his name? What's the reason you're not, like, wanting to say his name? Address that first before just laughing about it. And Shane on the side laughing about it too. It's like, okay. Like, this is my thing, right? I know that they don't take this seriously off camera. I know they don't take it seriously off camera. I fucking know it. Like, just in my opinion, I know they don't. But at least if you're going to be on camera and you have your audience watching you, at least let on like you care. Or that it's a serious matter. Because that's the reason they don't take it seriously. T. So, guys, let me know what you're thinking about this, what your opinion is. I will see you in my next one. And actually, let's just... One more... You know, like, the 20-second clip where she was saying it? Like, not anything past that. Just because... it's really weird how they're just laughing about it.
I do have to know, though, is it Paytas or Paytas?
It's just Paytas.
Yeah. I, for my whole 4 years of knowing you, have called you Trisha Paytas.
I feel like
Yeah, I feel like Shane says that too. I don't know. We acknowledge. I don't know if we're allowed to say his name, but
You're allowed to say Shane's name. The podcast is canceled. Like, X'd out. He's my fiance.
We
so
beep
it's like, every time you mention Shane, a censor comes on. We get demonetized.
I feel like your fiance also pronounces it as Paytas.
Okay, so you can have your own opinion. They're obviously not taking it seriously. You can or you can't, whatever. Let me know. We'll talk about it below. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.